Russia. Joining me now, Representative Ted Lieu, Democrat from California. He is set to remain a member of the Judiciary and Foreign Committees. And it's always good to talk to you. Let's get right into this here. Is the report evidence of wrongdoing on the president's part? I mean, does this further fuel your plans to investigate the president?
Thank you, Alex, for your question. The American people should never have to wonder if the president of the United States is a Russian asset. But unfortunately, because of the inexplicable behavior and statements by Donald Trump on Russia, many Americans and the FBI are asking that question. We know Donald Trump changed the GOP campaign platform to be pro-Russian instead of pro-Ukraine. We know Donald Trump refused to sanction Russia for election interference until Congress forced him to. We know Donald Trump kowtowed before Putin at Helsinki. That's why it's so important to continue to maintain the independence of special counsel's investigation, and that's what House Democrats are going to do.
Another big day next month, February 7th. You have Trump's former lawyer and fixer, Michael Cohen. He'll be testifying before the House Oversight Committee. What do you expect to hear from him, Congressman? And how credible do you think his testimony is after he admitted to lying to Congress? Do you think those who support the president will be able to use that issue in trying to deflect whatever Michael Cohen may say?
I look forward to Michael Cohen testifying under oath in front of the American people. He strikes me as someone with a guilty conscience. He seems like he wants to repent. I think Congress should give him every opportunity to do so. So in addition to all the investigations issues surrounding whether Donald Trump colluded with Russia, there's a separate set of issues regarding whether Donald Trump violated federal campaign finance laws. Last year, Kathleen Rice, a member of Congress, and I wrote a letter to the FBI to open an investigation because we believe he violated campaign finance laws, and it seems like Michael Cohen's going to say that Donald Trump ordered him to do so.
I want to get to the government shutdown, certainly with you, particularly because California's got a lot of issues here that the president may be affecting. But first of all, Democrats in general, does the party feel a moral responsibility to perhaps come through this being the bigger person if they're in the room, if you will? Come to the defense of those 800,000 workers now suffering without any pay. I mean, has the shutdown boiled down to just politics?
No, it has not. So last week, the House, on a bipartisan basis, passed legislation to reopen government. This week, on a bipartisan basis, we passed legislation to reopen government. Next week, we're going to do the same. All the president has to do is get these bills signed, and we will reopen government. We're also passing legislation to have back pay go to the federal employees, and I'm working on legislation to make sure that federal employees don't get their credit ratings messed up or other things messed up because they can't afford to make certain payments.
No doubt they will appreciate that if you can get that through. Okay, California is our home state. I'm going to say a couple of names here which are pretty frightening. Tubbs Fire, 2017, Thomas Fire, 2017, Camp Fire, 2018, Woolsey Fire, 2018. As you are well aware, the president says declaring a national emergency to build the border wall means he could divert funding that are allocated for these natural disasters to FEMA support, particularly for the state of California, for Puerto Rico, for Florida, for Texas, different states that have been certainly beleaguered and suffering from natural disasters. What are you hearing from your constituents and officials in the state of California about how this could even impact the preparedness of firefighters ahead of the next fire season? Because aren't they supposed to be training right now? And if they're not getting paid, can they even be doing that?
Let's go ahead and punish disaster victims, said no one ever. Until Donald Trump came along. And this is an outrageous proposal by the White House. He's getting bipartisan pushback from both Republicans and Democrats. I've toured shelters in my district from folks who were affected by the Woolsey fire. Some of them lost everything. There's over 50,000 displaced Californians. And for Donald Trump to now try to take away disaster funding is an outrageous proposal. Continues to show that he is unfit to be president of the United States.
I always appreciate your insights and comments. Representative Ted Lieu.